guys ever think that that Trick or Treat song is actually like a sex song or something like that? I mean, think about it. Trick or treat, treat being like a blowjob and trick being like a finger up the butt. Actually, that could be a treat for some people too. Smell my feet, foot fetish, give me something good to eat, ass, pussy, titties, cock, the aforementioned feet. If you don't, I don't care. They're just plain hard to get there. I'll pull down your underwear. Actually, now that I say that out loud, that bit does sound a little bit rapey. Well, there you go. Every time you hear that song from now on, you're just gonna be thinking about rapey, sweet-toothed sex maniacs running around dressed as ghosts and goblins. Halloween is fucked! Happy Halloween, boils and ghouls, and welcome to a very special episode of the Jony Horror Reviews. For this year's Halloween special, we are celebrating the culmination of the second annual Jony Halloween Horror Down. Now, we have a mystery movie on the docket this evening, but let me assure you, honored guests, that whether or not you have seen said feature film does not matter, as this will indeed be a spoiler-free goddamn review. So get comfy, pour yourself a cup of booze, and lose them underoos, cause this here horror show is just getting started. This year's Halloween Horror Down saw us tackle films such as Alien, The Nun II, The Fly 2, The Cursed, Saw X, The Black Demon, The Exorcist Believer, and As Above, So Below, concluding with our ninth and final film that shall remain a secret for approximately 30 more seconds while I shamelessly monologue. It occurs to me that I never actually went trick-or-treating as a youngster. We always celebrated the harvest in my family, because we was a bunch of Jesus-loving Bible thumpers. Thanks, Mom! Celebrating the harvest consisted of going to our church and playing games to try and win candy. No crisp, cool autumn air, no haunted houses, no jump scares. Just county fair games in a stuffy sanctuary. Growing up religious fucking sucks! But I digress. The characters in tonight's film also play a game that finds the winner eating candy at fucking church. Albeit said game is much more menacing, mortifying, and slightly murderous. But enough beating around the bush! Tonight we are talking about Dark Harvest. It is a new horror film directed by David Slade, is based upon a novel by the same name, and sees a small rural town in America haunted by an evil demon known as Sawtooth Jack, who comes to life every October 31st to murder a bunch of teenage boys sent out by the powers to be to murder him before he can get his bony ass inside of a church, which, if he does, will bring plague, suffering, and all-around hardship to the town because reasons. Trick or treat. This is a Halloween movie through and through. The atmosphere and aesthetic are so perfect for spooky season, it's not even fair to all the other horror movies that came out this year. Cornfields, candy, costumes, and jack-o'-lanterns coming out the ass! Hell, even the pseudo-1950s vibes lends itself to the Samhain aura. The creature design for Sawtooth Jack is pitch perfect for a Halloween horror monster and will absolutely be talked about in the same breath as Pumpkinhead, Sam, and Art the Clown as more fans discover this flick. I like all the Misfits references. By my count, there are at least 4 allusions to the infamous horror punk band, which is rad because not nearly enough movies make use of them or their music. And the choice to use the Crimson Ghost as the mask that Richie and his crew wears, chef's kiss. There's just a bunch of boys getting shredded in this movie. And I don't mean like at the gym. Gotta get a pump on! I mean like shredded chicken. You don't even see what happened to half of them. You just see the other half of what happened to them. Fucking severed torsos flying in the air, dudes talking with half a face, literal waves of blood. It's fucking awesome! Smell my feet. Can we just talk about the sheriff for a second? I have not seen a character that was this unintentionally laughable in a long time. The guy is supposed to come off as a serious threat as he appears to be the only law enforcement in a town supposedly under perpetual lockdown and supposedly run by a secret society of fucktwats. But he just comes across as a tool doing a really bad Robert Shaw impersonation.
Oh, know what time it is, don't ya? It's Halloween, and old Sawtooth Jack be coming around the bend, dippity-duppity-doo, the blackest day.
It's like the costume department forgot to tell him that he wasn't playing Corny, the old town prospector.
It's what has to be done. It's what's always been done in the here.
Trust me, once you watch the movie, you'll understand. Seriously, I wish Sawtooth Jack would rip off that fuckface's mouth and shove it up his own ass so he can choke on all the bullshit he spews. To prepare the teenage boys for a night of running, hunting, fighting, and murdering, the town collectively decides to starve said teenage boys for 3 days. Do any of you inbred sheep have any idea how the human body works? This flick ends almost exactly how it starts when it comes down to brass tacks. And not in a satisfying full circle kind of way, but more along the lines of what was the point kind of way. That's not to say it's bad, it's just meh. And with the first half of this picture containing most of the action and magnificent death scenes, and the latter half dealing with lengthy exposition and a plot twist reveal that you see coming many, many miles away, this talkie ends with more of a whimper than a bang.
I can't breathe.
The characters in this film feel just like that. Characters in a film. There's no real development going on for any of these fucking who's. They don't feel like real people, so we don't relate to them, so we don't care what happens to them. And to piggyback on that, there's very little given to us as far as lore and motivations are concerned. Like, how did Sawtooth Jack come to be? Who is the Harvest Guild and why are they so mysterious? Why is it we are starving teenage boys and telling them it's okay to murder each other? Less is certainly more when it comes to someone like Michael Myers' backstory. But with a town with this much mystery and intrigue, you're not doing yourself any favors by keeping your audience so in the dark. Give me something good to eat. I'll save you the suspense. I will absolutely be adding this to my Halloween season rotation moving forward because I will absolutely be rewatching this every Halloween season moving forward. It's fast, fun, frightening, and officially Halloween approved. This flick is essentially like if Dark Knight of the Scarecrow and the Purge had a little fucked up mutant baby that had all the Halloween spirit of trick or treat and the bleak, cold autumn ambiance of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's hardly a perfect flick, but the atmosphere and aesthetic and Halloweenism do a lot of the heavy lifting. I think if you just go in expecting a little autumnal entertainment, low stakes and fun kills, you might find yourself in for a treat. I know I did. Well, it looks like things are just about winding down here on the Jony Horror Halloween special. So I suppose it's about time I ended this fiasco of a picture show. This has been the Jony Horror Reviews, and I'm your host.
Your ghost host!
Jony Horror, encouraging all you crazy trick-or-treaters to stay on the road, keep clear of the moors, always check your candy, and whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Happy Halloween, motherfuckers.